Alright everyone, what up? I'm here with another Men of War video. This one is a very quick 3 vs 3 USA versus Germany on bocage. This one was a really good, it was a short game and there's some epicness going on. I take a Greyhound behind their lines and fuck some shit up, and all kinds of funny stuff happens in this match, so be sure to watch it. My last one, the Crusader one, I didn't upload the rest of it because I found that the rest of it was pretty boring. Like nothing really happened. They just spammed Jagdpanzer 4s. So I only wanted to upload to see how like the epic Crusader, like the Crusader tank owning everything. That's the only thing in which I really wanted to show in that video. But anyway, here is pretty much a standard start in SMG guys on bocage. I'd recommend that to any new players to Men of War, I would recommend always buying infantry first. Always buy infantry, and corresponding to your starting position, spread them out along your flanks. All infantry do are basically, they're just like recon. They're pairs of eyes which show you that the enemy is coming. If the enemy decides to flank in that area by sending like a scout car or something around to destroy some of your heavier tanks, you have guys there, so you know that their scout cars are coming. If you don't put infantry there, you don't know that they're coming, so you're screwed basically. And that's really what infantry helps to do. And if needed, SMG infantry can throw grenades on it as well. I attempt to get my guy to throw an AT grenade on that Panzer II, but it doesn't work out. He gets shot by some rifles. Now they're marching over some riflemen in there to take out my SMG infantry. And it's not going too well. I'm losing the SMG infantry very quickly. So I buy another squad and send them up to fortify that location. Meanwhile, the Panzer II is pretty much shredding some of my allies' infantry in the middle. He's trying to work on, basically trying to work on securing it, but then, oh no, there's an explosive shell from a Pack 40, kills a whole bunch of his infantry, and the pack is really far away, so it's hard to reach unless you buy an AT gun of your own. Now, basically, I buy a Greyhound. I rarely buy Greyhounds. Usually I like the M20 better because the M20 is faster, and the M20 single 50 caliber is, I don't know, I find it's easier to direct control and just use in general. Like and then I can use it to take out like vehicles and infantry a lot easier. The Greyhound is kind of hard to direct control because you have to worry about the 37mm as well. But in retrospect, after using the Greyhound here, I'm very satisfied. Because look, it's surviving 20mm cannon fire on frontal armor, which is pretty impressive. If you ask me, because normally the armor will probably get pierced. I see that Panzer II, and my guy just manages to get off a 37mm shot right before he dies. Then he loses the turret in the main gun because the Panzer II fires a little bit right before he dies, and I back him off and buy some crew to repair him. In the meantime here, I don't really buy anything. I just kind of repair the Greyhound and watch what's going on in the middle here now for the next minute or two. So yeah, I don't know. In the future, yeah, from me, you'll probably find me uploading maybe some Battlefield Bad Company 2 vids or maybe some All Points Bulletin vids because I'm in the beta for All Points Bulletin, and there's actually a test this Sunday, so I might be recording some footage. I won't be uploading it until the NDA is lifted, of course, but I will probably be uploading it in the future, so if you keep subscribed to me, you'll be able to see that footage probably first. Like, I'll probably, if no one else uploads it, or the media doesn't, I might even have the very first upload of All Points Bulletin footage. So, be on the lookout for that. Anyway, there I just repaired the turret of the Greyhound. And the wheel, you don't even really have to repair the wheel. All the wheel does, if you repair it, is it just makes the vehicle move a little bit faster, but, I mean, it doesn't really help a whole lot. Then I noticed he's a Panzer 4G. Yeah, and it's moving up to the middle to destroy some of my allies' infantry. I could actually bring in my Greyhound at this point once the gun was repaired to destroy the Panzer 4G, but I don't, because he has an M5 and he loses his turret in the main gun to the M5, my allies M5. So yeah, he kind of backs off for now to repair that, and my Greyhound is fixed here in about a second. Yep, it's fixed, so now I'm moving him up, and now I go for an incursion behind enemy lines. Here we go. Just kind of move him up there. I notice there's a few infantry clustering around that dead Panzer II. You know, he's just kind of shooting away at the dead Panzer II. I don't know why. The AI does really dumb things. It's supposed to tell him to hold fire, or return fire, actually, because I don't want to do that. Although I think I'm supposed to switch it back to hold fire or return fire at this point. Okay, so I'm continuing here, and as you can see, they all fruitlessly try to throw AT grenades at my Greyhound, which manages to get away in 50 cal a few guys. is pretty funny. Like in this game, if there's just a squad of you can just rush in a light vehicle and just own everything. So as you can see there, I kill a Panzer Shrek guy, I blow up that truck's engine, I cause all sorts of havoc. I just love doing stuff like this. It's hilarious. Then my Greyhound gets stuck on the rock for about 30 seconds. He can't figure out how to go around the corner. He's getting shot at by a 37mm, but he's an idiot. So what do you want me to do? I don't know. He just kind of screws around back and forth. Like, what the hell, honestly. Anyway, there he goes, back and forth. People are getting shot at him. Like, at this point, I'm like, oh, damn it. So then he kills a few stormtroopers and then proceeds to get hit by a Panzerfaust. So that was a very good Greyhound. He certainly was worth his weight in points, for that's for sure. Anyway, we're moving on here. I just marked my ally that there's stormtroopers there, a few tank through there, and there's also a Puma there as well. So my Greyhound's pretty much done, and I'm just kind of looking around to see what my front line looks like at the moment. Tell my guys to look around, looking at how the middle is shaping up. Check what I can buy. I'm close to being able to buy a Jumbo Sherman, which is at this point is what I want. Now the Jumbo Sherman, in my opinion, is probably one of the US's best units. It has a very, very thick frontal hull. It has like 150mm thick that almost nothing short of the Jagdpanthers or King Tigers cannon could penetrate. And the 75mm M3 that it packs is more than enough to destroy the Panzer IV series by aiming at their poorly armored turrets, and it can also easily destroy lighter vehicles. It's also a great infantry mulcher. The 75 is great for shelling points, and the two coaxes and the 50 cal can also shred infantry pretty well. So it's a very good, as its name implies, it's a very good assault tank. I mean, it's not the best anti-armor vehicle, but it gets the job done. It can easily destroy infantry and really help you take points. The enemy also has to make it pretty much an active effort to flank it due to the fact that its armor is just so thick. Like, there's almost nothing that you can do to stop it. So I'm moving him up here into this road. Careful not to move him too far, or else he'll get to fall easy for anti-tank grenades. And I don't want that to happen. And yeah, just moving up, and then I notice an enemy Panzer IV-H. Tell him to aim at the weakly armored turret. AP rounds. Fires. Turret destroyed. First shot. Kills two tank crew. I also tell him to aim at the weakly armored upper hull, but I can't quite get a beat on it, sadly. And he's backing up at this point, so although I've got the turret and he's no longer a threat, I'm not able to finish him off, sadly. So, and moving him up to try and maybe get closer and hit the upper hull weak spot. Well, I fire a shell, but it just hits the turret, which is already destroyed, so I can't really destroy it a second time, can I? Occasionally, though, if you hit the turret, sometimes it will blow up the whole tank, but usually you have to hit it with a bazooka for that to happen, because it sets off the ammo, I think. It doesn't really happen with armor-piercing rounds, though. So, yeah, my Jumbo's just kind of standing there, firing its MGs away, and then I notice an enemy Panzer IV-G coming in. Uh-oh, he's trying to flank me. This is bad. So I go into direct control, get the beat over him, fire! Boom! Crushed his hull and destroyed his engine. He's a goner. Then I notice there's an enemy Hetzer over there as my riflemen pull up here that I bought earlier. Hetzers are probably one of the Germans' best things. I docked the Germans for having a horrible early game, but the Hetzer's probably one of the best things in the game. Well, it's only 60mm thick hull, but its gun is very good and can easily destroy Shermans, and 60mm thick hull is so heavily sloped that it can deflect even like long 76mm rounds from the M5. Anyway, I noticed that the Hetzer really isn't doing anything in the enemy, the enemy Panzer IV-H is moving back up again. So again, I aim at the enemy's turret. He's firing fruitlessly at me, and I hit him and blow up the turret that he just repaired again. So, what a waste of time, he's probably thinking. Be mad. Anyway, I also try to target the enemy Hetzer because occasionally you can crush the hull, but it's pretty rare when you're using the 75. And then the victory flag is getting pretty close to capturing at this point, so I'm just kind of holding it down here, and then it comes into be, and I noticed that they repaired my Greyhound. It should have got a victory. Good game. See you later, guys.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.